again. Last night we heard from our national director, Deidragay, guys. He had an accident that many would have said would have ruined his life. He tried to commit suicide twice. It didn't work. But now he is changing lives. Now tonight we have the awesome and amazing director Mondesire, guys. And if I pronounce your name wrong, please forgive me. I only know two language, English and Patois, and I'm not so good at English sometimes. So guys, tonight we have my awesome friend and possible, highly possible cousin, right? From same parish, same family name, we come from all them stuff. Guys, she was a hotters. You know them girl, eh? Well, belly flat, everything right, body set good. She became a nurse. She wanted to be a nurse. She became a nurse, guys, and she was living her dream. At stuff, you know, Ozzy and all of them stuff and job what she want, and she was helping people because that's what like she liked to do. And then boom, life as some may call it happened, and things just changed. So she had in her mind the life that she could have been contented with because she was seeing what she wanted. In her mind, she had the perfect life. And that's one of the most beautiful things you can ever achieve mentally. Peace of mind that you have achieved or you are achieving what you want. But then things change. The body go, the stress come, sleepless nights, and her life wasn't the same. And tonight, guys, she's going to tell us how she went from the perfect life to the terrible life to now changing lives. Guys, help me welcome no other than our very own director, Mondesire herself, aka Vanessa Young. You're muted. You're muted there.
Emil, you know, if you unmute me, you have me there, put on a night speech or nothing. Sure. Sorry about that,
You
people.
can't
As I was saying, good night again. It's a pleasure to be here to share my story with you, how I turned from a skeptic to a believer in TLC. As Emil said, I'm a director now. I'm a nurse by profession, so you know how it is with the shift system and the stress, right? Before TLC, I had everything that I wanted. Everything was just going good. I could not foresee my health in the direction that it was a year and a half ago. I could not foresee needing a second income. I could not foresee just the way my life was going. It wasn't an option, right? But in 2017, I started my dream job working in a hospital where we had to do shift system. And about a year after doing this job, I noticed that I was not sleeping. I was tired. I could go 48 hours as long as I went physically without sleeping. And even though I was tired, nothing helped, right? And I'm the type of person that I'm very keen in how I look, what I eat, and what I do. So, you know, you're not sleeping, you're not resting, you're tired, you're working all these hours. After a while, you know, the weight begins to pile on. So I was going to the gym, I was eating properly, but nothing was helping basically. So I was sharing my story with my coworker, and she said, maybe you need to go and see the doctor for them to give you something to help you to sleep. So I went and they placed me on Ativan, which did start to work in the beginning, but the side effect of that was I was really drowsy when I woke up. So yes, I was sleeping, but I still feel tired. So it's like it defeat the purpose, right? And it only worked for a short time. Within 2 months, I was back to square one. It got so bad to the point that my blood pressure was rising. I remember it went to 181 over 120 something. I never saw my blood pressure beyond 140, maybe 72. That's my normal range. And I was at work and I was telling my coworker that I feel like I'm going to pass out. My head feel like somebody taking a hammer and pounding it. So she said, "Let me take your pressure." And when we took it, that was what it was. And for me, that was a turning point because you work with people and you know what high blood pressure can do. And being so young, I did not want my life to go down that trend, right? So I began to seek alternatives, maybe trying diet. I tried different things, but nothing really worked, right? Um, Eventually, I was just left with two options: get a day job or just give up nursing altogether, which was devastating because this is what I wanted to do. As long as I knew myself, I was always doing something with sick people, right? So fast forward, I was praying about what I'm going to do about the situation. And I was scrolling through Facebook an afternoon and I saw a post on Facebook. Now I've been seeing these weight loss posts for a while, but you know, you see these things, and with all the scamming going on, I did not believe they were real, so I never gave it any attention. This particular afternoon, I saw the post, and it was from Ordain. First, I didn't realize who posted it. So that day, I was in a state where I was really depressed. I was down. Everything just, yeah. So I didn't really want to see nobody losing no weight because, yeah, I'm not losing no weight and I don't feel like myself. So I was like about to scroll over and I saw the person. So I said, why are they posting these things? Nobody lose so much weight in such a short time. That wrong. I remember saying it out loud. And in the post, he was saying, like, comment something if you want to get further information or something. It was an action post. So I commented below, and then he direct messaged me. So I was like, this kind of real. So he started to ask questions, and we started to talk, and he asked me what I was looking for, what are the problems, and he suggested something. But even though I know Odin has a record, like I know this young man all my life, I know him to be honest, to be trustworthy, good character, I still did not believe that this thing would work because I've seen so many people scam people out of their money. And money is not something that people let go so easy. You know, especially women, we love with money. So I wasn't so. And he said to me, let me give you a sample. So I said, okay, three things. He said, yeah, I'll take the sample. So meanwhile, the samples, the sample was sent up, I waiting, and he kept in contact. He kept checking up how I was doing every other day. And then one day he said to me, meanwhile you're waiting on the sample, let me show you something. Give me a day when you're available. I would like to have a one-on-one call with you. So that day I was actually home. So I said, okay, I'm free now. And he showed me the business opportunity of TLC, what it could do for me and all of that. And I had something to think about because even though I could find all excuses to give him, like we already have a company that we're building already, I'm busy, I find every excuse in the book not to join TLC, right? Because I just felt like it was going to be too much. And he said to me, it's not going to be a lot of work. You just got to follow a few steps and you're going to have me there to teach you everything you need to do. And you're not going to be doing it alone, right? So now the sample came and I took the sample, right? And you're supposed to wait 5 days maximum to see a result. So day three, I message, I say, oh, then I don't see nothing now. I don't see not one thing happening. Day four, just 1 pound. See, now I was a bit disappointed, and I did cussing and anything, boy. This sample no work. I know it's a scam. The people try to scam me, and you know how it's up. So then he's like, wait the 5 days, Mr. Patient. Wait the 5 days, and he done talk. So okay, I wait, but I forget to check on the 5 days, the 5th day. So on the 7th day now, when I go on the scale, I noticed I lost 7 pounds. And trust me, that was it for me because I've been waiting. I've been doing different things before and it wasn't coming off like that. So when I saw the 7 pounds now, I say, okay, this thing really works because it was only a 3-day sample and then you would wait for your body to recognize a change and then you will see a result. So after I saw the 7 pounds, I was sold, right? I told him, I'm just gonna sign up one time. I'm not just gonna take the product. I'm gonna sign up one time. And in October, November of 2019, I said yes to TLC, right? Now, remember, I told you I was only getting 2 to 4 hours of sleep. Like, I mean, like sound sleep. I was sleeping, wake up, saying no, that don't really make no sense because the body's not resting. I took the CBDT, right? And that one is 35 days. Now, after the CBDT completed, I was able to rest up to 6 hours. Yes, that tea, Emil. I was trying to look for my part, but I couldn't find it. So that's the tea I use, right? I went up to 6 hours after I completed that, the CBD line. Now I told you, I even have my prescription that I got from the ER because after I got the first one that didn't work, they wanted to put me on serotonin inhibitors, and I did not feel it because I said that have too much side effect, and I know there's nothing wrong with me. My sleep pattern just needs to regulate. I never felt it. That was since 2017 of November, right? So I took the CBDT and I got up to 6 hours. I continued taking the CBDT and the NutriBest, and I have not declined in my sleep. Now I'm at the point where I'm taking my naps in the day. And if y'all know me, y'all know if I'm not doing anything, I'm sleeping because I love to sleep. And when I was not able to sleep, I was miserable. I'm telling you, I was miserable. So now my sleep pattern is back on point. I have completed another challenge lately. Even during COVID, I did not gain back the weight. I think I only gained back 1 pound, despite all the stuff we had to eat during COVID. You know, you can't go out and buy what you want. I still maintain my weight loss. My last challenge, I lost almost 15 pounds, right? And I am not sure how much I did weigh. I'm weighing 110. How close I am to my goal, but I see it, I feel it, I have energy, I can do exercise, everything is just on point, right? I went for a jog the other day. We set for 3 miles and I ended up completing 7 miles, right? Because I took my energy and my NutriBurst. And the thing I like about TLC for me is that you get what you sign up for, but you also get something more. Because when I came in, I didn't know anything about marketing. I didn't know anything about the products. I just didn't know nothing. You know, I was given the steps. I had a team there working with me, teaching me how to advertise, teaching me what to say, how to respond. And in no time, I was at the point where I was even able to facilitate presentations, which shocked me. TLC had me being the public relations officer because I step out of my comfort zone, you know. I'm no longer scared to go on a live or to make a video like before. So I got more than what I bargained for with TLC, and that's definitely good. And it's not just me, you know, different people in my family, they also take the products, right? My mom went to the clinic the other day and she was taking the CBDT, the said CBDT, the NutriBurst, and the energy. But she had went to the doctor a month before and they didn't know that she was on product. So when they went and they weighed her, the doctor was like confused. So they sent a whole lot of tests. Only after she already did the test and they asked a question because they were saying something is wrong. She's sick. How can you be losing over 20 pounds in such a short space of time? And then is when she told them she was taking the TLC products, right? The same thing um with my brother. He lost some weight. I didn't record his weight though, but yes, he did. And for those of you who may have an immune system where you pick up everything that passed, every cold, feel tired, always feeling drained. That was my husband's story, right? And we would have to get Histal because that's the only thing that will work for him. And we have not bought Histal since February of 20, what year are we in? 2020? 2019. February, because I look in the fridge today and I see the bottle. February 2019, we bought his stuff. That's the last time he got the flu, he got sick. So, you know, I'm sold for TLC. I'm sold for TLC. And that's how I became a believer because I didn't just see it, I was offered. All my questions were answered, and I had confidence in what I was getting into. And I still have confidence, though I'm still learning because I have a team that supports me in this venture.
Thank you, Director Mandezi. I am glad that though we had that interference, I was able to hear your story. All right, so what we do is that we allow people to ask a question or
Take
two
the light.
before we
Sorry.
close out each night. So um, if anybody have any question for Director Mandezi um, about our sleepless night or over or weight, awesome. All right, or she gaining weight. But I mean, I can tell you guys, if any have been following my post on Facebook and see how I post and when I post, you realize that I post Vanessa this evening because last night what I do every night after the story, I reach out to the next speaker and say give me a picture because what I don't want to do is have 2 or 3 banners out there at once. We want to have just the banner we are focusing on. And I was almost certain that I would not get a response. Right? I did not get that response to this morning, and I know Vanessa was sleeping. This young lady will have meeting, and if you don't call Vanessa early, Vanessa will tell you, "Oh no, I was asleep." This young lady loves her sleep, and to know that you could
And
not
that's
get to
because of TLC. So I take all over miss.
you're catching up on the sleep. You catch up. It's great because
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
I like to sleep too. Um, I think we all should like some sleeping, but not too much sleeping. And when I'm awakened from my sleep, it hurts. It's what rob me. So to be robbed from your sleep while you're out there trying to save lives and helping people to heal, and to know that after you do that you cannot go back to sleep, that must have been really painful. And I'm so happy that you found TLC. I'm so happy that Odin reached out to you. Odin gave me 2 samples of this. Um, One of the times after I started trying the brew tea and I lost some weight and the pressure was less on my knees, I still had pain. I still have a little pain, yes, because my knees are recovering, especially if I do anything exciting. But when he gave me 2 samples of this, man, it was like magic. So we are in the same boat. So
Yeah.
guys, I forget that nobody can unmute themselves. Sorry about that. So if anybody have any question, anybody have any question? Okay, it doesn't seem to be any questions. So guys, we are going to go ahead and close out. Guys, TSC is an awesome company. It's not just a company. We originally started this, guys, to introduce you to the business, but the testimonies have been so amazing, guys. We just want you to hear the testimonies. If you hear these testimonies and you decide that you don't want to be a part of this awesome movement, guys, then that is how it is. But I know once you hear these stories, guys, you are going to want to be a part of this movement. We are not just in it to make money. We are changing lives, literally changing and saving lives, guys. People are being brought back from the brink of death because they say death starts in the gut, and my gut was a whole heap of gut. When I was driving, I had to pull my belt. I used to struggle because I push through the seat belt, all of these stuff. So TLC is changing life, and if you want to do something that is greater than you in life, if you want to do something that is meaningful and impactful globally, TLC is the place to be. I know a lot of you on here
Um,
saying, hey, go ahead, Vanessa.
no, I just wanted to say something after you finish. Go ahead.
All right, so another thing on here saying, hey, I cannot quit my job to go do this and help people. But I promise you, if you come back tomorrow night, if you come back tomorrow night, we have a surprise guest. No banners, no pictures, no name. Tomorrow night, we have a special surprise guest. If you miss it, you miss it. I don't even know if I'm going to record tomorrow night. Like, I don't want anybody to ask me for the record. I want you to be here, especially if you have been here from September 1, guys. This is the, what's that word I'm looking for? This is the bang, the boom, the pinnacle. This is what we have been working up to, guys. This is the
Ice.
oh, me laugh tonight. Good night, Rising Star Tristan.
I said
Tristan?
this is the icing on the cake.
Yes, the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, guys. This is the night we have been working for, guys. Tomorrow night. Tomorrow, do not miss tomorrow night, because we on the 29th, we will be having a TLC global event, so we won't be on here. On the 30th, we'll be having a joint customer appreciation event, guys. So if you've been a good customer, look out for an invite from your person who retails to you, right? They'll invite you to a special Zoom where we'll show you how much we appreciate you. But tomorrow night, if you never come from the 1st of September till tonight, you do not want to miss tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we are going to have a presenter who is going to wrap all of these stories into one story of meaningless. Why are we doing this? What are we getting from this, guys? And I promise you, you do not want to miss it. So, guys, have yourself a great night. Get some rest. Like my friend
Mr.
them who,
Emil.
oh, I'm not closing out. Go ahead, director.
Oh, yeah. One thing that I wanted to say before we close, because when Odin showed me the opportunity, as I said, we already invested in other businesses. And I was speaking to someone this week, and they said to me, I'm financially secured, so I don't need another opportunity. And I just think to myself, if 2020 has not taught us anything, is not to put your eggs in one basket, right? Before this opportunity, I wasn't really considering so many streams of income. But now that I've been in TLC and especially seeing what 2020 did, the more income streams you have, it is better for you because you don't know when your own is going to crash. A lot of persons were secured since the end of 2019, but 2020 just did a flip on everybody, right? So you may be secured now. We don't know what's going to happen in 6 months. And this is the minimum investment you can do. I was in another ML network marketing like this before, and I had to pay 200 and something dollars, just 100 US every single month, and I had nothing in my hand to show for it, nothing, right? Because it was in travel, and you don't get anything, so you just paying, and whether I make money or not, I had to pay it. But with TLC, the minimum investment that I make, I always have something in my hand. And since I've been here, I can tell you, as God looked down upon me, I never miss a paycheck. Ever. Right? Ever. Ever, ever, ever. So when I tell you you need a second stream of income, whether third, fourth, fifth, wherever you reach, make TLC a part of that income stream. When this COVID hit, one of our streams got cut. And let me tell you, I make more money in COVID than I make before COVID start because this business is blessed by God. So you can't lose. You can't lose, right? So I just wanted to say that because I feel like persons on here that already feel they set, so they don't need it. But trust me, I didn't need it. But I'm glad that the Lord sent Odin to my rescue ahead of time so that when disaster come, when this year would come, I would be secured. So 2020 come with it drama, but it not phase me because me done secure and my income done set, right? So I'll turn you back to Emil now to close us out.
All right, guys. So because of what Vanessa had to say, I went to the chat and I realized that Christine P, right, says that Faith had invited her to the call, and Faith is our customer, and Faith has helped her to overcome a illness, a health issue that she has had for 15 years. 15 years of suffering, guys.
Wow.
15 years, and Faith has not been in the business for a year. So it couldn't be more than a year since she started taking this bro. So Christine P, I
Yes.
know you are going to be a life changer, right? Because after experiencing that life changing event, you must want to spread that joy. You must want to help others change their life. All right. So thank you very much for coming out and be here tomorrow night, because you might be thinking, hey, when I become a life changer, what is going to happen? Tomorrow night, we'll tell you. Oh, oh, let me not say anything more. Tomorrow night,
Thank you so
come on
much.
tomorrow night
I'll
and
be there.
invite everybody you know.
I'll be
Get
there.
off before you spill it. Get off before you spill it.
Yes, I ain't spilling nothing. I got warned. No spillings. All right. So come out tomorrow night. Invite everybody who you know. Guys, if you know anybody who's not working, anybody who is in a dead end job or are struggling to make ends meet, invite them tomorrow. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.